as I make my way. The fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. Put your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.
Oh yeah, what up, what up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you, bringing you another episode of FNT Fantasy News Today. Here with my man Bogard Scott Free.
Hey, America, give me money.
Oh yeah. And man, we got to start off with the biggest news of the day. Something that we knew was already going to happen, but now it's official as the referee's whistle. Derrick Henry activated off the IR. They said that he is going to start from the first snap of the game.
I made the phone call.
There we go. And I know we've been talking, even if he's 80% or, you know, somewhere between 70 and 90%, however we want to do this shit, he's still going to be better than everyone they got on their squad. And
you
probably
with
he's still the best running back, right? Out of anybody left in this, even 80%, and he's still the best running back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like if you were saying pure talent, maybe, you know, Cam Akers, like, you know, in the future. You know what I mean? But yeah, right now, hands down, is Derrick Henry's the best running back that's in the dance right now. And I mean, with Julio and AJ Brown to take the top off, like to finally have, you know, this core group of skill position guys together. I mean, they haven't even, I want to say Julio left the game early week 1 also, like, you know, we haven't seen it. And if
he's been hurt 100% of the season because, yeah, it was like literally first quarter of the first game where he got hurt and it never stopped.
Yeah, and then like obviously AJ Brown was missed a significant amount of time, so we haven't seen this group all together right now. And they had, you know, the past couple of weeks to game plan as a unit. So I am excited. I like the Bengals to cover. That also gives me an out without having to choose who's going to win, because I just like the Bengals to be in this game to outright cover that number. Or if they win, that still covers the number. So that's where I'm going with it.
I mean, Vrabel, he seems like, I mean, the way that he's scheming up these defenses and everything, it's almost, I mean, like we said forever with Belichick, you give him that extra week. I mean, Andy Reid, another one of those guys too, you give them an extra week to game plan, you're probably not going to win that game. And I'm sure they weren't game planning too much for the Raiders, you know, the week before that game actually happened or whatever.
So you got, you know, a top 2 run defense with Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, if they're going to game plan someone out, probably Jamar Chase, right? They're already number 1. They were top 3 against the tight end. So to me, it's you know, it's up to Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins to really step it up. And you know, T. Higgins, he had a quiet game last week, but you know, first chance in the red zone, they gave him a shot. So you know, I'm fully expecting him to be, you know, a focal point in this game plan. You know what I mean?
Shout out to everyone in the chat real quick, so we didn't shout anybody out yet. Ronald in the building. What up, bro?
What up, Ronald?
Dion in the building said, yo, Henry activated. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I made the call.
And Anthony said the underdog is here. So I'm assuming that Bogard is the favorite, is what you're saying in your guys' matchup.
I like it. I'm the underdog.
Yeah, and David P, I like it. Puff the crispier dragon. I like it.
Yeah.
Antonio in the building. What up, bro? And here's a question for you, because I know that you remember a lot of this shit off the top of the dome. What is the Bengals rank in run defense? Anthony asked. He said, I still got hope.
man, I want to say they were middle of the pack, like 14 or 15, something like that. They might even be less. I haven't looked in a long time. You know what I mean? So I couldn't really tell you, but I mean, when they played teams like when they late in the season, when they played the Browns ran all over them. And it was Dearness Johnson ran all over them. You know what I mean? And on defense that week, you know, this was I want to say week 18. It wasn't like they were sitting their starters on defense. You know, they were sitting Burrow and Mixon. And that was about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't run on them. You know what I mean? And losing Larry Ogunjobi, who's not technically like a household name, but people got to realize like that middle of that linebacker core was hard to run up the gut on. You know what I mean? And so Tennessee, they like to run up the gut a lot.
Good.
They do it all. They have outside zone runs. They like to go with Henry. They do it all, but you know they favor that inside run.
So here's the top 5 defenses as far as like giving up yardage to the running backs. This is like NFL stats, not fantasy stats. Ravens 1436, Titans 1438. So I mean, you might as well say those guys are 1A and 1B. You know, the yards given up. Bucks 1573, Saints 1589, and then the Bengals at 1742.
Yeah. Okay, so they were at the top half. But you know what though? They definitely were giving up yards towards the end of the year. So it was trending the wrong way to close the year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, Titans are just, I mean, they're a different monster, you know.
I mean, if you ask me, the Raiders probably could have done way better if they just stuck with Josh Jacobs because he was working the first half.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they were down, but it's not, I mean, you know, it's different when you're down 21-0 and you're down whatever they were. I mean, 10-0, 14-0 for the longest time before they scored. But yeah, I feel like they just gave up on the run a little bit too easy. And we know the Titans aren't going to give up on it quick.
Hell no.
I want you to guess. Where do you think Henry's going to come in touch-wise? You think he's going over 20 touches or you think he's going to be somewhere? Yeah, you think he's going to go over?
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
as long as they're not getting blown out and where you got to bring in Jeremy McNichols or Dontrell Hilliard. And I just think coming off of a bye week, you know, with the Belichickian, you know, nature of how they're going to prepare, you know, that, and you know, what's funny about that too, is everybody loves to say that he comes from that elk, including us, but like, he's one of the only coaches to not get a shot with him.
I mean, he was just a player there.
Just a player. Yeah. So that's where I think why the Belichickian discipline with his players is enforced, because he was a former player, knows what it takes to get it done. He got rings, you know what I mean? And
how many championship teams did he play on? Did he play on 3 of them?
I think it was 3. It was 2. It was 2 for sure. I want to say he was there for that third one too, because he was definitely there. He was there with Willie McGinnis the whole time. So I think
he got 3, 02, 04, and 05. Yeah, he was there for those first 3.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it was him and Willie and Teddy Bruschi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And I mean, I don't know who's a better candidate.
Was Vince Wolford there too? Was he there already?
Seems like that's too early for him.
Too early, huh?
Let me see. Let me.
I know Vince Wolford was there with those losing teams. He was there with them losing teams. The
yeah.
That lost to the Giants.
Yep. Let me see. Let me see. So yeah, Willie McGinnis was the starter then. Richard Seymour was the starter there. Vince Wilfork was a starter there.
So he was
24 years old. So, you know, I mean, that was his second year in 2005.
Okay. So he was there.
He was there for 2 of those winning Super Bowls.
Yeah. And then, but you know, going back to Vrabel, I mean, as long as they don't get blown out, you know what I mean?
I don't see them getting blown out.
Exactly.
Their defense is just too solid for that. Like,
Yeah.
could the Bengals surprise us and go up 14-0 in the first quarter? Like, it could happen, but
they
I
won't
don't
abandon the
see
run
that
there.
happen.
They're not abandoning the run there though.
No, not off of 14-0.
I mean, I'm on record for this is why I'm taking the Bengals to cover, because I'm on record for saying that this is a game. If the Bengals win, they're probably losing the time of possession battle regardless. You know what I mean?
Because
Because,
Titans
like,
is going to keep grinding.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for them to run with Mixon. You know what I mean? And if they can get, they're a team that could score in 3 passes. You know what I mean? 3 passes, they're down the field. That's what kind of team they are. That's Joe Burrow is one of the few guys. You know what I mean? That's you could put in that conversation along with the Mahomeses and the Josh Allens and Aaron Rodgers, where it's like they can get, if they need to get down the field quick, they're finna. You know what I mean?
Yep, they got the pieces to do it. Dang it, and Anthony messing up. Said I'm not playing Bogard. Not playing Bogard. I'm playing Nigel.
Ooh, well, you know what? Serbia's going down and not Bogard.
And he said versus Josh Allen and Derrick Henry. That's who you're playing, or you have those two? Because that's gonna be rough. And yeah, Ronald said smoking some El Patron. I like it. I'm about to pack another bowl right now.
What does Patron mean? Like big boss, right? Or no, Jefe means like more friendly boss, right? Like, hey boss, hey Jefe.
I mean, I guess it just depends on how you use it, really.
I guess so, huh? I guess it's all better than Boodle, that's for sure.
Yeah. and seeing even like I mean, it's like it's even
little slang.
Yeah, I mean it's a little hood slang really there too.
Yeah. You ever fuck with Power?
Power?
Yeah.
The show? Yeah, man. Come on. I've been on that since
hey, Jefe was one of the more terrifying bosses because he's the guy that'll like make you like give him fellatio.
Man, that show's wild. And now, so they're in the 2nd season of the Tariq spinoff.
Yeah.
And then they did the spinoff where Kane's like a teenager.
Yeah.
And like him coming up. That one was dope. And they're supposed to be coming out with your boys show, with Tommy's show in February or something.
That's funny because my boy Dumbass looks like him. I know celebrities.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and Ronald said Patron is just the person who plays the bills. Jefe is the boss. Okay. Who pays the bills, yeah.
So okay. So whenever in Blow, when he says El Padrino, he's just
El Padroni. Yeah.
It's just that's just poor Spanish right there.
Yeah, well, and I mean and they're Colombian, so it's probably just different slang for different areas. Because even like depending on where you are in Mexico, there's different slang for same language, but just like NorCal and SoCal, just got different isms.
I'll tell you this much: it don't matter where I go in Mexico or in America, California, wherever, they always talk to me in Spanish. They always just assume I'm Spanish. You feel me? I got mad Spanish blood, but I just don't speak it.
You're like the what's it called? You remember Super Troopers, right?
Yeah.
And the white cops, they're like, "Hey, you gonna order a quesadilla or a burrito?" And he was like, "What are they talking about?" I was like, "They think I'm Mexican."
Oh, that's funny.
And yeah, Antonio, gotta watch the 50 Cent one. It's cool, and I mean, it's he's narrating it, but or narrating some of it, and but yeah, it's just like his come up in the beginning, how he got into the whole dope game and all that, and I mean, it's all family shit, just like it is in the in the Power and all that other shit also. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's cool. I'm assuming that Tommy and what's it called, and Ghost come around in the 2nd season of that, because they didn't make an appearance like at all.
Canyon was older.
He was the OG, yeah.
He was the one who put them on. And what is it? Hey, so did they do it well? Like where they made it look like the 80s?
Oh fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is like the magic of production. It's like they probably only used the same like 2 or 3 blocks. You know what I mean?
Probably. Well, no, I mean they were all over, but yeah, they kept coming back to the same areas.
Exactly, because that's the one where you could have like, I parked the old cars there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a
And
couple-
I mean, I saw this thing. I cannot remember what show it was for, but they were talking about how when they did flashbacks to like, it's like a show in 2019, but they're doing flashbacks to like 04, 05
yeah,
and stuff like that. And like they have whole production sets with like the cell phones that were out then, like different type of swag that people used, and like really like the cell phones. That's what gets it for me.
everybody was walking around with razors.
Oh yeah.
Remember the razors?
Oh man, those were the shit in 2005. Like you weren't shit if you didn't have a razor.
Because in 2005, that's when they came out with the metal joints too.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this shit looks hella futuristic. See, what was funny is I had several phones as I would have, right? And I ain't never had a razor. I was on them BlackBerry joints early on.
Never got on the BlackBerry joints.
They had the BBM BlackBerry Messenger.
Yeah.
Where it was like that shit was free, basically. You know what I mean? And like, but you know what though? Them old school joints, bruh. The Nextel chirps, bruh. That's like you knew a motherfucker had money. See, it's funny, if I knew what I knew now back then, if you saw a young kid with a Nextel, he's getting dope money. Why the fuck does this kid have like a fucking like them Nextel like them plans?
Yeah, they're expensive as shit.
Fuck yeah, that's why motherfuckers use the chirp, because the chirp was unlimited. It's free, you know what I mean?
I mean, Nextel was just
undetectable.
I mean, they were always ahead of their time. I mean, they were the ones who came up with the first car phone and like all that shit, I think, or like had their hand in it. So yeah, pretty much everything they did was innovative. I was always on Verizon, and LG was like their main one. Yeah. And like it was like they were catering to people my age, because like the first one that I got, it was when I was 17, senior in high school. It was like the first camera phone that was like ever out there. 1.3 megapixels. Like it was the flip phone.
Yeah, and it had the screen on the front too, right?
No, I mean it had
the screen. No, it was like a little tiny square.
It was a tiny square. And see, not even one where you could see anything like other than the time, and then there was just like little lights like on it that would light up when your phone was going off. I remember it was just my whole goal to take as many pictures of as many boobs as I could with that 1.3 megapixel camera.
Hey man, we'll take a 16-bit boobs. You know what I'm saying? when you just to show your boys, hey, look at this right here.
And then the next one that came out, it was the first one where you could upload like MP3s, and it was 2005 when it came out. So the iPod was already out and shit, but that was like the first one where you could load up some MP3s on your cell phone.
That shit is crazy, bro. That was when it was popular for the women to do like, they had like wings. They would do like their eyeliner comes out like wings on the side of their eyes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like Fresh 21 days for me, bro. 2005.
Yeah.
Fresh 21, bro. Dumbass diamonds in my mouth. Hella ignorant.
Yeah, Antonio wants Bucks over the Rams. Says go goat time. Think Antonio said he wins like 1,300 if the Bucks go all the way.
I like the Rams here, but I think but here's the thing though, a lot of it, like if you ask me, I think the Packers go all the way, right? But this one, I'm still sticking with the Rams. I chose them to begin with. They did everything to keep like they're the Hollywood Rams right now. If they don't win, their shit is a bust.
Yeah.
Like they are a Super Bowl or bust for real. Like, everyone says that. This is for real.
Yeah. So I just refreshed on on the injury report for Tampa and the Rams. So for the Rams, a couple things. I mean, they haven't came out with their Friday report, but Whitworth, he hasn't practiced all week yet. So we're still waiting for the Friday news. Taylor Rapp hasn't practiced all week either. As of yesterday, still in concussion protocol. So let's see if he doesn't get in a limited today, he ain't playing this week. It's not going to happen.
Who is this? Christian Wirfs?
Andrew Whitworth.
Oh, Andrew Whitworth. Yeah, you know what, man? I think like with his veteranisms, he could like just like be a true game time decision, right? Like just see how he feels in warmups or whatnot. But I I am inclined to massively swing the other way if he's not playing.
Oh yeah, because he's that dude on their entire line. He runs the entire show, and
and he tells everybody what the fuck to do.
Yeah,
on that line, like he's that guy. You know what I mean? While a lot of teams, the center's that guy or whatnot, but on that team it's Whitworth. You know what I mean? Like he's the one calling out all the protections while Matthew Stafford is calling the plays. You know what I mean?
This shit's so funny, Antonio. He said, "Where's the cock? You're not going to bring the master debater on the show?" I was wondering if anybody caught that. I'm going to try to mix that in as many times as I can.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy is like, because I know Peacock, and Peacock, he has all the isms, bro. And like, I remember one time I had a conversation with him, and he said he took a shot at like acting because like his daughters are they're models, like legit. You know what I mean? And his baby mom's is a model. So like, he had like connections. So he's auditioned before. But he turns it on, bro. he turned the cock on. Pause.
I hope everybody took notes of that because I'm not saying that's the main reason he won. He did have points, mixed in, but I'm sure he got a couple extra points.
Should be.
Yeah, it's got to be us turning the volume up.
Like, I'm about to start coming on the show as different characters, bro. Like, Luigi didn't even make an appearance yesterday because I had the kids too long before my show started. Like, I like to get going, you know what I mean? Like an hour prior. I remember before when we used to do like this other program together, sometimes I'd eat the shrooms like right before we start. And then I'd really get going like 45 minutes in, and then I'd be like, this is going to be a 2-hour show now. You know what I mean? Now I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh man, that shit's funny. And but yeah, that's what it's got to be. And even at the end, Spencer was saying it. Yeah, the delivery probably won it for Peacock. And that's what it came down to. That was really
that's what I was saying.
At the end.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped a bunch of clips. I haven't posted anything yet, but I recorded a bunch of clips already.
Yeah.
Because that shit was awesome. And he had the eyebrow and everything. That shit was funny, dude.
And Antonio said, "I told you before the show, bring Luigi if you want to win."
Right? Because there was a point I was about to crush, and then the time ran out with me in the buzzard. But I was trying to bring up the fact that Spagnola plays like some of the most man coverage, and Josh Allen is like one of the best against man coverage this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have just been like, ugh!
And it was funny.
Country.
Right after the show, JC Money's like, "Man, there was like I could have said this and this and this." It was like 3 things. He was like, "Man, that was more points than Bogard got." It's hard when you're on the spot if you didn't really think about it at all, beforehand.
I used to go ham on sports meet, right? You get 30 seconds, and there would be hella times I'm recording my shit, and a 30-second take, it might take me like 15 minutes because I'm just trying to. Let me do that again. And I don't like stopping and recording. That shit was whack.
Yeah.
I like just hitting them. You know what I mean?
At the end, Spencer had the 30 seconds down perfect because he was like ending as soon as it was like hitting 30 seconds.
See, I had too much pause in my delivery. Like, Josh Allen is like Cam Newton in his prime. And then, like, I was watching the playback, I was like, damn, that was like 8 seconds right there.
Well, if you go watch everybody did that. It was like as soon as the clock would start, they'd be like, "All right, so this." It was like the first 10 seconds for everybody was like a waste of 10 seconds.
Hey, the showdown was funny, though. That was funny. Like, I vow. You know what's funny is on Sunday mornings, me and Clock and Miles did that little 1-hour show, and it was part trivia show because Clock would just come up with these what's true or not. You know what I mean?
Those are always fun.
Yeah, and like Miles kicked my ass all year, and you know me, I'm going through the process. I'm explaining each one, and I would be right on the money with the explanation. Then I'd be like, "All right, give me B. B is a lie." And he'd be like, "Are you sure?" I'd be like, give me C. Like, just all year, it was just, and he'd be, "Hey, what up, dude?
Noble in the house.
Young Noble. The nobleman." It's funny because nobleman is what me and my brethren call each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you got a nobleman somewhere, like especially when you're panned out. Like I got a nobleman out there in Atlanta. It's my guy.
Yeah.
If I'm in Atlanta, he's gonna take care of me. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have a nobleman, someone who has honor
Oh yeah.
and is connected.
You like being a nobleman?
No, I want to be noble the man.
You want to be noble the man?
Oh, there you go. Well, the nobleman is the man. You know what I
To
mean?
be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! All right, let's see what else we got to talk about here. We do got some 49ers info as well. So Nick Bosa, full go in practice on Thursday. So I mean, pretty much making him good to go for Sunday.
Yep. He just got to get cleared by one more independent neurologist, and that usually is an automatic for the league neurologist.
Yep.
So we're looking good here.
Yeah, should be cleared either today or tomorrow. We're still waiting for their I mean, we don't really get too much on the injury report today because this is like just their walkthrough day.
Okay, so what else is interesting about that game? I mean, while we're on Bakhtiari, like he might not play.
Yeah, it's weird. So he didn't practice on. Hold on, bud. Hold on. We need more players. All right, we'll get more players.
Okay.
So he did not practice on Tuesday, gets in limited work on Wednesday, and then doesn't practice.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
I mean, ACL is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And like, I'm sure the weather becomes a real issue for him. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be freezing. You know what I mean? And like that surgically repaired knee is gonna feel that shit. You know what I mean? You see a lot of players, they come back, like the second season off an ACL is usually when they're back for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean,
like we're gonna see if Saquon, or if we're gonna have to give him a nickname for sucking. But I want to see how he looks in this next year. I know I'm gonna have him in a handful of leagues because of the value of where we're gonna be able to get him. Everyone's gonna be off him.
Like I had a lot of Joe Mixon this year, but I didn't have enough.
Right.
And because he was value. And then even then, I still attacked the other value, which was David Montgomery. Like Saquon's gonna be one of those guys in redraft next year.
Yeah. Like a fourth or fifth round guy.
Yeah. And then look at this. They just hired a new GM today. The Giants.
Yeah. Well, let me see.
Is he from the Bills? I think he's. I didn't get a chance to look him up. I'm trying to remember if he's like
Joe. I don't know if it's Joe Schoen, whatever. Schoen, the former Bills assistant GM.
There you go. See, you know what that means, right? He's probably gonna look at Brian Dable.
Who's that?
That's the offensive coordinator for the Bills the whole time with Josh Allen.
Okay.
Right? And this guy, I mean, like, I'm just saying he could move over there, and then I'm kind of worried about if it's Saquon then. You know what I mean? Because if they're gonna run the same type of system, you got a mobile QB over there with Danny Dimes. You know what I mean? So I think the head coaching hire and coordinator hire is going to be real important for me to really like be on Saquon now that I think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Still going to be a value though. Still going to be a value.
Yeah, I mean, coaching changes. I mean, those are going to be a big deal. I mean, QB changes. That's going to be a big deal. See if they do anything to help out their defense this year. I mean, because most of the time they're mediocre. I know they have a lot.
Brian Dable. Or whoever the GM that just got there. I'm trying to trade for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson's like, fuck yeah, I want to play in that division.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the only team you're really going up against is the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know. Eagles, I think we're playing with house money. I think the Cowboys are our top 12 team next year, but like towards the back half of the 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Cowboys, man, they love disappoint.
That line just gets older every year, and they it's not like you get less hurt being older. You know what I mean? That
Right.
line gets beat up every year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And Nigel said, "You gonna do any mocks on Sleeper with listeners?" Yes, sir.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's gonna be. I mean, I'm really gonna try to do them at least once a week, like from here on out, like at least once a week. Right now, obviously, it'll be Dynasty, and we're gonna start next week for sure. So everyone who is, I'd really just suggest everyone get on Patreon because we got the Discord chat. And that's where most of the time I'm going to be posting first. You know, just who wants to get into a mock draft tomorrow or whatever, because I got to have reliable people who are in too.
Hey, them dynasty mock drafts takes hella long, but you gotta do it. But you almost gotta do them though.
I do 15 rounds for the mock.
Saying that's not long.
And we'll only do 1 minute picks. So either way, you know, if you get fucked on some auto picks, it just is what it is. It's a mock
Hey,
draft.
I want to express this though. Mock drafts, because I mock draft excessively last year, or at least not excessively, like more than I ever did. You know what I mean? Like that, or at least in recent years. That's what helped me build all these teams that went on. Like, you know, 14 out of 21 leagues got into the playoffs for me.
Yeah.
I felt, I mean, your ratio was even higher. You know what I mean? And you're hosting mocks all day. Like, just to know the flow of when and to take players where you think the value is at, you know what I mean? Because like CeeDee Lamb, man, definitely he was a bust because I just taking him in the 4th round every time. There was some leagues he fell to the 5th, and I was like, ha ha. You know what I mean? But that's why you do mock drafts.
Yeah. And you got, I mean, in your leagues, you got to know the room in your leagues. I mean, mock drafts are just for practice. So we're practicing with everybody random. We are going to be in leagues together for sure. Cause the guys who want to do mocks with me are like the people who are in like the dynasty leagues and stuff. That's what makes them even more competitive. But yeah, you just got to know your room. You know, like I already knew that in most of these leagues, I wasn't going to get Dak, Zeke, or CD if I was playing with Stu. Cause like, he's picking Dak in the 1st round, you know, more often than not.
Right now.
He always does. This is about the time when he pops in, when we're like 30, 45 minutes in, you know, he hears us talking about him.
He just, what? He looks out the window as a cowboy star in the sky, like the goddamn bat signal.
And speaking of the Cowboys, one thing that's funny, Jerry Jones, it was either yesterday late or early today, when someone was asking him about Amari Cooper, he said that he is frustrated with Amari Cooper's contract and relative production.
Wait. He said he's frustrated with the contract and what?
And relative production.
Okay. My bad. I got in the Matrix for a sec. I thought you said and his relatives. I said, damn. He's like, fuck him and his family. Hey, look, you know what that is, right? That's saying fuck you to the Raiders, because it's like,
didn't they give him the contract?
Oh, they did extend. Hold on, was the Cowboys the last person to extend?
I'm pretty sure, because I swear Cooper was like, it was like his 3rd year on the Raiders.
Oh, you're right. They traded for him on his rookie contract still. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was them who gave him that. It was $100 million, right?
Stupids.
And then you go out and draft CD Lamb.
Hey, yo, you know what's crazy? What the fuck is their identity on offense?
Dak.
Just Dak.
Like Dak sucking. Yeah, he got 60 mil guaranteed of that 100 mil.
Hey, nobody is trading for him, so they're just finna have him. And you know why? You want to know why it's frustrating? Because for what it's worth, Jerry Jones does take care of his guys. Maybe he regrets it later, like this case, right? Because he took care of Cooper. He wants to take care of Gallup.
He's signed through 2024 with this contract.
He's gone after this year. There's got to be like a thing where you can cut and it's not on the cap.
So the dead cap is $6 million this year, $4 million next year, and then $2 million the year after that. So it really just depends. Like, I mean, yeah, I know $6 million isn't that much cap, but if they were just going to release them, that's what they're losing in the cap, right? Like $6 million.
Yeah, and that's nothing because the cap's going up,
Yeah.
and he probably already made majority of that 60. How long has he been under this contract?
Since 2020. So 2 years.
2 years. Dang.
So
Okay.
yeah, they said it was a 10 mil signing bonus.
Okay. So you got 10 mil.
So
right?
so does that mean he got 30 in that first year?
Yep. Cause say he's getting 20 a year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they basically owe him 18 million. And he's gonna get like the 10 million this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe they keep him one more year and then
they might even if knowing all that, someone might even trade for him now, actually.
Well, with the cap going up, I mean that, his 100 mil isn't going to be that much with this cap going up.
Like, okay. See, it sucks that they're in division, but you know who could use an Amari Cooper? Fucking like the Giants or something, because like everyone gets hurt over there. He would fit right in. You know what I mean?
Look at this shit that Nigel said. He said Stu's like Beetlejuice. Just say Dallas 3 times, then he comes on the stream.
Oh shit. Hey, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice was the shit.
Dude, what a savage. And Nigel said redraft 2 looks fun, gaining insight on people's views on players. Yeah, so I mean, I don't start the redraft until we get a lot closer to redraft season.
Like, yeah, because you want the draft to happen and all that. I always say like, June, you're really in like mock draft redraft season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even then, that's like degenerate.
Yeah.
Like redraft mock draft season.
Yeah, because things drastically change in ADP from that time. Like there was always something like I liked in my home leagues because none of these motherfuckers really did like research. You know what I mean? Like they're all just degenerates. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So especially in the beginning, and then I would do the drafts like, week 1 of the preseason. Because I didn't want, you know what I mean? You don't want them to see like, a rookie go off or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they just grab them too high out of ADP. They just grab them, just fucking take all the value away. And, you know what I mean? Because they saw a big play in preseason. But a lot of times that shit would still backfire because injuries do happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't account for injuries. Like as much as the fantasy counselor swears that like certain injuries are going to happen, you just never know.
Yo, that guy and Smitty and like other guys, like they're a type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's those type of people.
I'm going to come on as that type on one of those fucking debate shows.
Are you going to have a lisp?
Yeah, just 30 seconds of fucking just, you know what I mean? Just, so funny.
Let's see. Zeb, what up, bro? He said trade Dynasty League. Trade Sanders and CEH and a 2023 first and 2024 first for D Cook and Madison and a 2022 third round pick. I don't like that.
I don't like it. I mean, I'd rather have okay, so Sanders, he's as injury prone as Cook, but Cook's better, right? And yeah, you get Madison. How long is Madison even there? Is he even there next year? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a backup. Like, I know he was a rookie back in 2019. It's not like he was no first or second round guy. You know what I mean? I would look into that first, right? To even consider it. But then, CEH, he's still on a rookie contract. He's young. Like, I mean, he was working. He was viable in fantasy. I'd rather have the depth with those two guys. And Sanders is coming back with Nick Sirianni and them. They were the best, one of the best running teams this year. I still want that guy.
And seeing the thing is, I mean, you're trading all the way out to 2024. I mean, the way that Cook's going right now, is he going to be an RB1 in 2024? Like three seasons from now?
They're going to have a new coach. They're going to have a new coach. We don't even know who it is. What if this guy comes in there and he's like, you know what we're going to do here? 1-2 punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
what if they go out and draft a running back? And
then they're going 1-2 punch. Like, you never fucking know. I mean, it's something I would buy cheaper on. you know what I mean? Like I'd probably remove CEH from that and try to, and then and Alexander Madison, and then try to go for Cook. Like fuck it.
Because the way that Cook finished, whoever the Cook manager is can't be stoked about it.
Yeah,
like, he finished on a bad note.
I'm not paying for Cook like people think he's worth right now. I'm trying to capitalize on him having a down year, quote unquote.
Yeah. And that's a lot of first round picks, even though it is 2023 and 2024.
I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? You want to, like, maybe there's more context here. Maybe he has hella running backs, and like, maybe Cook comes in and it's like his third running back for all we know. I'm not doing that yet. There's too many question marks. On top of him being injury prone, I'm trying to buy him cheaper than that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Zeb is the man. He's been going to all these Rams games and shit. And I think he went to the Charger games, but just right in SoFi. He said, "Yo, guys, if the Rams beat Brady and the Niners beat the Pack, we go into the Niners-Rams SoFi."
Fuck yeah.
That'd be a dope ass game to go.
I would have see. You know what's crazy is like, man, I'm sure because I have part of a season tickets that we're gonna have some type of dibs here. You know what I mean?
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Usually it's only for home, so maybe scratch what I just said because it's obviously gonna be in SoCal. But see, and here's the thing: I don't like thinking like that. I don't think ahead like that. You know what I mean? We taking it day to day right now. Matter of fact, the game's mañana.
Because that's both the underdogs, and I'm not saying neither one of them are going to move on, but,
Hold on. They got the Bucks as the underdogs? No, the Rams.
No, the Rams, yeah. The Niners and the Rams. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And, and just getting back to that while we're still on the Bucks real quick. Okay, so the two linemen that we've been watching out for all week. So, let me see. It's Tristan Wirfs. Right? He's officially questionable with his ankle. He got in a limited practice today, but hasn't practiced all week besides that.
He was seen today, though, without that walking boot. So that was like, okay. And then he gets into a limited.
And let me see who their other...
On McAfee, Ian Rappaport was on there today, and he was saying that Bruce Arians said, it's so hard to tell the swelling on Wirf's ankle because like it's proportioned to the rest of his leg. He's just like a behemoth man, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the center, Jensen, the other one who we've been following all week. So he didn't practice on Wednesday or Thursday, got in a limited practice today.
Okay. Because he's actually a good center.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and either way, losing any one of your starters, like right now, I mean, last year for the Chiefs was just crazy. I mean, what were they down? Like 4 out of the 5 starters? Like, that's just insane.
Yeah.
But if they're down 2 out of the 5 starters.
It was 3. I think it was 3 out of the 5 for the, yeah.
It was something crazy like that. And we already saw Tom Brady taking those hits. I mean, if both of those guys don't play, even if one of those guys don't play, that's going to make a little bit of an impact.
That's also why on the other side with Andrew Whitworth possibly being out, like he helps in the run game and in pass pro. And it's not like Stafford is gonna like scramble from pressure. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that
isn't he a captain as well on their squad?
Oh yeah, big time. Rocks the patch.
Yeah. So we got. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios on what can happen here. And Sean Murphy Bunting, that was someone we talked about yesterday or Wednesday, can't even remember. Full go in practice today. So he's still listed as questionable, but I didn't practice on Wednesday, limited yesterday, and then full go today.
Nice.
They're going to need all the help that they can get on defense. That's for damn sure.
Higbee could be sneaky this week.
Yeah, because that's one that's one area that they've sucked against is the tight end. I mean, you got Levante David back. I mean, Levante David's the one who held down Kelsey in the Super Bowl last year, and so I mean, I doubt he takes on because like he literally covered Kelsey for 100% of the plays, and like that was like his like matchup that he took on. And I don't think that he does that too often, though. But for a guy like Kelsey,
I mean, he got the assignment and he executed it.
Yeah, because Kelsey didn't do shit in that Super Bowl.
For real.
And let's see. And what else we got? And Nigel said, how long do your dynasty leagues go? I mean, pretty much forever. Is blood in, blood out. So, I mean, last year we started 9 of them. I mean, there were a couple people who dropped out like early in the year. I don't even know why, because they paid. And then they just fell off the face of the earth. Like no communication back and forth. But their spots got filled up like within seconds. I think it was 3 people who dropped out. And literally all 3 spots, like I asked one person if they wanted in. They were like, show me the lineup. And then I showed it to them. They're like, all right, I'll take it. Here's the league fees.
Boom.
So, yeah, this should they fill up quick. And I don't think these things are stopping for anytime soon. I mean, most dynasty leagues only go like 2 or 3 years. I'm going to say these ones get over 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then you're gonna get somebody who's gonna bail on a team, and like it could be because for a plethora of reasons. Maybe they lose interest. Maybe the team was just never winning and they're just tired of it. You know what I mean? Shit like that happens. It's hard to prevent, but for the most part, we got a bunch of nice degenerates that are on the grind. You know what I mean? In it for the long haul.
Yeah. And Nigel said the Smitty impression was on point. Laughing my ass off. Take a lap.
I mean, listen, shout out to Smitty. I don't have anything against him. He's actually one of the first like bigger names that like did my show, right? And it was funny because like I would just bring him on and just argue with him.
But that's good TV, man. People want to see people arguing with each other.
I'm like, okay, here's one. The first time I brought him on the show, I mean, this one of my show was just audio. Right, it was early on Playmakers. It was probably like this January 2020. It was championship weekend, so it was Titans, Chiefs, and Niners, Packers. Right, and I'm going to that game. So this was like 2 or 3 days before the game. I got Schmitty on, and one of the segments for the shows is I sent them all the DraftKings prices because I was still fucking with DraftKings hella tough. And I'm like, we're gonna set some DraftKings lineups. You know what I mean? And like he's on there he's like, Packers are gonna win. 49ers don't have a standard chance, and blah blah blah. I'm like, we smacked them already this year. And he's like, well, yeah, but it's hard to do that twice to Aaron Rodgers, and it's gonna be all Aaron Jones all day, smash play. And I'm like, I'm fading Aaron Jones. I'm playing Radio Raheem. I'm like, he's the must play. And then it's funny because like that was one of my first ones where I was like, hell yeah, I'm going back. I'm clipping it and I'm tagging him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mostert went on to have 200 yards and 4 tugs.
Yeah. That was his like biggest.
Aaron Jones
career,
did
right?
nothing. He did nothing. Shout out to Smitty.
That shit's funny. And I actually want to go back, watch the episode that I had with him. I'm sure I could fast forward his lisps.
You know what's funny is I remember watching that episode, and we hadn't really officially told everybody who's going to be in that Pace League, right? And he kind of just announced it with him in it and shit. So I was like, oh shit. And then so I told Clock, I'm like, he's over there announcing this shit on the Hustler show right now. And he's like, he is? And he went there. And then like, it's funny because the plug was like in the chat, like, yeah, verifying it.
That shit's funny. Man, breaking news happened on my show. I didn't even know.
It's like, why are you like, they were verifying it because they were like, why is this guy like, no one announced it yet. And he's the one, you know what I mean? And he was like the last guy to get brought on, and he was replacing someone that bailed out too. I mean, my man Complicated, he was just like, I'm not going to play any fantasy leagues, but he was supposed to be in that league. You know what I mean?
And Nigel said, who won that league? Bogard with you, Schmitty, and
you know what?
He's the pace.
Ironically, Schmitty knocked me out in the second round of the playoffs. And then I, to be honest, I don't know. And I swear to God, this morning I thought of it because I was looking through Instagram and I saw Schmitty's ass. And I'm like, I wonder who won that league. I'll check. I'll let y'all know when I'll get back to you. I know I have that app on my other phone.
Nice. Yeah, we want to hear that. And Ronald said, "Am I the only one that cannot stand the flock guy?"
Oh, you know what's annoying? It's like these guys are doing so well that if you're not subscribed to them and you're looking at fantasy content, they pop up in your fucking feed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know what I do? I put dislike. Cause then it's like, okay, because I figured this algorithm, I don't like this guy's shit. Stop popping his shit in my shit. I'm not even sub. The fantasy flock guy sucks. You know who else was really annoying and like just super they're probably our age too. You know what I'm saying? But like they just seem like they're like in their 50s. But the headliners, fantasy headliners.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I could read stats because that's like all they're doing.
Yeah.
And they think it makes them sound smart.
Yeah.
You know? Like there's no ideology here. You're just reading me stats.
Yeah.
And telling me, like they say they like a guy, then they read their stats.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, really?
I know. Can't get any isms along with the stats.
I know, right? Like, tell me how much you like the jersey color.
Because, I mean, stats are important, having some of them from time to time. I mean, all the extra analytical stuff, I mean, it's nice to, debate and present arguments. But when it comes down to the...
You know how many people are going to argue Amon-Ra St. Brown next year? And they're not going to factor in all the missing pieces on offense. And he was just a concentrated market of target market share. You know what I mean? Just concentrated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they fired Anthony Lynn. They got rid of him. And you know why Amon-Ra St. Brown ate? Because he was playing the Keenan Allen role.
Yeah. Lynn was only there 1 year, or was it
only
2?
there, he was there just that 1 year.
Damn.
Just this year. Remember, he was with the Chargers for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I couldn't remember when his last year was with the Chargers.
His last year was 2020.
That's fucking crazy. He didn't even get 1 year with a shitty ass team and Jared Goffel and all the injuries that they had.
I mean, would you say that? I would say personnel wise, the Chargers probably have one of the best teams personnel wise. That's why Anthony Lynn got fired.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look at what you can't do with a good team on paper. And then he goes to a bad team. And if you can't win with winning with a bad team would have helped him tremendously. Someone else probably would have picked him up. Maybe he could be in line for a head coaching job again. You know what I mean? People are, because he did get the Chargers in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He got them in there with Rivers. What was that, 2018?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm just saying, I like when you know a coach and you know their scheme. Like Keenan Allen always was fantasy viable. So I said, watch when this kid St. Brown comes on, because he's going to be the guy that they favor in the slot. You know what I mean?
And everyone else got hurt. Whoever the hell else, I mean, the 2 or 3 receivers are in front of him.
He just got it all.
Because who was even in front of him? I can't remember off the top of my head.
So they had, I don't know the order of the depth chart, but they had Wiz Khalifa Raymond. They had Reynolds rap, Josh Reynolds rap, right? Then they had my man Quintez Cephas, right?
Who was the one who got hurt? Was Reynolds their biggest signing? As far, I mean, I know they didn't sign it.
They picked up Reynolds mid-season because he got cut from Tennessee, and then Jared Goff's probably like, "Hey, get my man Reynolds over here," because they have their little ties in from the Rams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they bring him in, and then they all get hurt or COVID, and it's literally just like everyone from TJ Hawkinson to motherfucking Quintez Cephas and Wiz Khalifa Raymond and motherfucking Josh Reynolds. They were all hurt.
Oh, there we go. Tyrell Williams. That's who I was thinking about.
Tyrell Gazelle never even saw the field this year. and they had Brashad Perryman early on too.
Yeah. Like
those were the big offseason acquisitions. You know what I mean? Was Tyrell the Gazelle and motherfucking Brashad Perryman. So I'm just saying, Amon-Ra St. Brown's one of those guys that in redraft, people are probably going to draft him in like the 4th round. You know what I mean? Maybe hopefully he doesn't creep up to the 3rd round, because maybe 4th round is a little cutting it, but that's probably, I'm probably not even paying that.
Yeah. And Nigel, he said the flock guy makes a hell of a lot of money through the Q&A, through super chats. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know he gets a grip of people on there. I mean, I know a bunch of people wouldn't get their questions answered on his show, and then they would come over to mine.
He's got to be good then. That's the thing. If you're right, I'll give it to you. But watching your content's different. You know what I mean? Start sit is a different beast. You got to be right for the people, right? So if you're bland as fuck, but you're still correct, telling people the correct shots, touche. You know what I mean? But if you're wrong, like, some of these other guys we've mentioned, you know what I mean? When you do watch their content, sometimes you'll see people putting in a super chat just to tell them they were fucking wrong the last time.
Yeah.
And that's awesome too. Bravo to them that even the trolls will pay just to get acknowledged because they want to tell them you're fucking wrong.
And Ronald said, no, he's not. He's not good. He just sounds right.
Yeah. What is he? He's like probably like a mid-20s, like Opie looking motherfucker, if I remember correctly. He looked like he'll never grow facial hair.
Well, and I think what it is, I mean, we know we get a lot of hardcore people, coming on here. I mean, if you're just a casual fan and you find one of these guys' channels, because it's big, and you're asking him an easy ass question, like, yeah, he better get it right. 100%. He only answers super chats. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, there's his little shtick. You know what I mean? And then, but here's another thing too, is like, that means I would come on there and ask him IDP shit. I would ask him other shit because, ain't none of them motherfuckers playing nothing but some super casual, 9 times out of 10 single QB, like, 10 to 12 team leagues. That's their conversations. You know what I mean?
I remember like making sure to ask on purpose. It was in some clubhouse. And it was with like Matthew Berry and like someone else. I can't remember who it was. And they were talking about rookies. And then I got brought up for a question. And I said, who do you think the top 3 like IDP linebackers are going to be coming out into the draft? And like, it was just funny. It was just like crickets. And, and like all of them were just like, oh, we only cover offense. Like I wish there was more time to.
How fucking whack. Like, okay. I understand if you don't play IDP, but you should still, like, how do you not know what players to be afraid of? How do you not know what players you could bully? Like, you need to know the defenses. You know what I mean? Like, I remember for years with Arizona, they had Justin Bethel. Remember him?
Okay, yeah.
And anytime I needed a slot, like just a receiver to stream, I'd be like, who's playing? Who's the number 2 receiver on whatever team's playing Arizona? Because that guy's going to eat against Justin Bethel. And it was fucking phenomenal. You know what's funny? Ironically, is the Patriots ended up picking him up, making him a special teams guy for the last couple of years, and he kills it on special teams. But, like, as a corner, picking on his ass. You know what I mean? You got to know, like, who, if there's a team and they got a good run defense, like, overall, but their best run stopper's injured in that game, you might make the mistake of like, it's a bad matchup. Oh yeah, their best run stopper's hurt, but they wouldn't know that because they're surface level shit, man. That shit makes me mad.
It's all good. I've been ahead of my time with a lot of things. So with all this fantasy shit that we're doing, I know we're ahead of our time.
I am in the future.
Yeah. And Ronald said, yeah, he has that white boy. I'm smart. I am smart. You can trust me. Look, man, I hate those kind of guys.
Those are the kind of guys that those guys get their family kidnapped because they owe somebody hella money, bro. That's the guys like, look, bro, I'm telling you, I need $100,000, bro. The return on your investment. He asked the wrong dope boy.
And there we go. David P said, y'all need to super chat in here. Yeah. We're gonna start getting more incentives too. I'm gonna be doing 2 of my for February. We're gonna be giving away 3 shirts to Patreon members, and it's gonna be a Patreon, YouTube, like Twitch subscribers, anyone who's subscribed, on any kind of
one, bro. I need to order one on the thing. You gotta walk me through how to order the joint. I want to get the survival of the healthiest, bro. I need to get me.
Yeah, I'll show you how to do that. And then if you want to get the fuck team defense, just because I know Bogard will be rocking it, you pay the shipping and handling, and I'll send you one of the joints.
Word. Shoot me the invoice.
Because those are ones that I just got. That there's some that I had at the house. I had printed up.
Oh, okay, word.
Just never really. I mean, never took off because I didn't promote it, and then I got to be the one shipping it and all that. And then I just created the other one with the premium tees and all that, and it was just a lot easier, you know. But yeah. So for Patreon, YouTube members, and I'm gonna start tracking. You know what? We'll start tracking the super chats as of right now. Let me get it pulled up, and right on cue. Nigel with the big one said, Hustler and Bogard, best in the business. Keep grinding. Sky's the limit. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Serbia.
Yeah, this ain't stopping. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm pulling up my my big list right now just so I can start tracking. I'm gonna be giving away 3 of the fuck team defense shirts. I only have XL, double XL, and triple XL on the sizes. I think all the other ones sold out. I got a couple left in each size. I believe I still have black with the white text and then white with the black text as well. So I got 2 styles.
We need a black joint.
Yeah. And so anybody, and starting off with Nigel, yeah, buddy. So anyone who leaves the super chats in there as of right now, we'll do the same thing. $5 super chat gets you an extra entry. There's going to be a lot less entries in it now because this is only going to be for Patreon members, for YouTube members, you know, just everything like that who's on any of the monthly joints. And then we'll count the super chats as well starting today. You guys are the shit. And there we go. Nigel said triple X. Let's go.
Yeah.
And Ronald said, I stopped wearing white t-shirts a long time ago. I know. There was a phase of my life where I only rocked white t-shirts.
Man, we were so ignorant when we were young. It was like you get a fresh pack of 5 of the motherfuckers, and we're all wearing the tall tees. So it'd be like me and like 4 of my guys just get like brand new joints every day. Just have them in the studio. It's motherfucking white tees and shit.
And then Ronald said there can't go a full day without staining them. I remember if you guys saw the Mac Dre, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a DVD, and it was like
Trill TV.
No, not that. It was like a documentary, and it was like a double discer. And one of them was like a day in the life of Mac Dre, and he goes to the mall, and they're like smoking a blunt in the mall, and he goes to Lids and shit, and he was like, "Yep, that's me, Andre," and like giving his Lids card and shit in there,
Yeah.
and then like he's in the white shirt, and they go get I don't know where the fuck they went, but he had a grip of fucking ketchup for his fries, and next thing you see, he's got the ketchup all over his shirt. He's like, "Damn, fucked up my fit." He had to go get a new shirt and got a new A's starter jacket while he was there too.
Bruh.
Yeah, and there we go. Puff the crispier dragon. You the man, David.
Yeah. You know what? I'm trying to. Damn, I'm mad because I ain't seen that. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Mac double disc Mac Dre doc. Like I just footage. Because you know what? They had a camera guy. His name was Justin.
Yeah.
He went everywhere with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure like, so much footage that never seen the light of day.
Right?
Yeah, because even Mitchie, he told me that I mean he's got a track like that he still hasn't wanted to make, just timing isn't right or anything like that. But I mean a track that that Diggs gave him with Mac Dre that he signed off on, that here's one for any joint that you want to use it on or whatever.
Oh, that's dope. I remember a couple years after Mac Dre died, there was a song in rotation. It was Mace and Mac Dre. But it was just the DJ that, had an unreleased Mac Dre verse, and then he had Mace rap on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was tight as fuck.
Because that was all, like, wasn't that one of, like, Tupac's CDs that came out? It was all the unreleased shit, but it was, like, Eminem had a song on there, and, like, everyone else. Like,
a lot of those were already, so Daz did an album called Machiavelli and Dillinger, right? And that was one of the ones that never got released, but he recorded it and he took all the reels. You know the 16-inch reels.
Yeah.
12-inch reels, whichever ones they're using. He took all of them, so he had all the original versions, and then like they just, he sold them off for people to use, like what is it called? Like mechanical licensing, you know what I mean? Like allowed shit. He get guapped for it. He got guapped out because that album came out, the Dillinger and Machiavelli and Dillinger album.
Yeah,
that shit came out. You know what I mean? It was under Dog Pound Records or whatnot.
And Nigel said, "Yeah, the five white tees at Foot Locker for $20. Hell yeah, man!" And just any of the really any of the clothing stores. If you were in the hood, I mean, it was like anywhere. You were getting at least 4 or 5 tees for $20. I think it was like if it was over like 2X or 3X, then it would be like 4 tees for $20.
I remember, one of the homies, he had a wholesale license. And then he was like, for $150, you get like X amount of Pro Club tees.
Nice.
And you can do like the different sizes. So like I remember I did one. I just copped hella. You know what I mean? Because the Pro Clubs, those were the serious white tees right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Had the little crew necks, like the Foot Locker joints. You really can only wear those once for real. You wash them, it gets the bacon collar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're really rocking those once and then just throwing them away. And Ronald said, "I wear the black Calvin Klein crew neck under everything." There we go. Probably own like 50 of them.
And I also like Staffords.
Okay.
Staffords, they make plain whites, plain blacks, gray, and they do the crew necks or they do the V-necks. Those are like the shit for, you know what I mean? Just like white. Every time you see me wearing a white tee, I'm wearing a Stafford. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to JC Penney.
And there you go. Nigel said, true. Had the bacon or hate the bacon collar.
Right? You watch them motherfuckers one time. Anytime we used to get like shirts like airbrushed or whatever, we used to use them joints because, you know what I mean? Like, remember that was during that time motherfuckers like airbrush shit.
Yeah.
They would go get ironed on they shit. You know what I mean? Like when we used to go out and do shows, like we would just go get hella shit blasted on our shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, I had the dopest airbrush Mac Dre shirt around because I picked the pictures that it was like one of them was the one where he's like this and he's on the cover of the Thiz dance, I believe. And then one of them where he's dressed up like Thizel Washington. He's got like the brown hat and the fit on. Then the other one was the one where he's holding the tennis balls.
Oh, yeah. From the Mac. That's from the US Open album.
Yeah.
If he was Andre Mackesy,
yeah,
and was Maul McEnroe,
yeah, hitting him with the backhand all day.
Hey, oh my god! See, I remember that album was supposed to come out for like 10 years, bro.
Damn,
like it was supposed to come out forever, and then like they just kept revamping it, and when it finally came out, like he was already dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah, Nigel said airbrush tees and dog tags was in style here in Chicago. Nice.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, Chicago's crazy, bro.
Never been. And you know what? Let's cover the last pieces from the 49ers real quick. Just if there's anybody who was worried about Jimmy G for your playoff leagues or whatever, full go in practice on Wednesday and Thursday. So we know that, he's still got issues, but he's going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
May only throw it 10 times, but he's going to be the guy.
I bet you Jimmy has sex with like several women before every game.
Why wouldn't he? It's porn star Jimmy.
Right?
How many plays you think Lance actually gets in? Like double digit?
Hold on, I can hear the baby waking up. I think he gets in not double digit, maybe like 6 to 8, if that. But he'll be in there. Okay.
And Elijah Mitchell, full go on Wednesday and Thursday. So good to go and probably going to be that dude again. And then Fred Warner, really nervous about him and limited on Tuesday, but full go on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because he really got it. He really got it. So it's not high ankle. They came out yesterday saying it was a low ankle sprain. So that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a good chance he plays for real, for real.
Yeah. I mean, full go in practice.
Oh yeah, you said full go. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So he's going.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, we got the night game tomorrow too.
Yeah, let's see. What time are those games tomorrow? As might be streaming both of them. Let's see. Yeah, so Bengals, Titans on at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. Man, yeah, we're gonna have to stream that game, get some super draft pro lineups going. So I'll be streaming that for sure. And then 49ers at the Packers. I mean, really what's been happening these last couple weeks, I've just been waking up hella early and smoking hella weed and then like taking a nap, like right at the beginning of those games and then being too late to stream. Like, so
you might as well stream to stay up.
Yep. And then, man, Rams at noon or 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific on Sunday. And then the Bills, the Chiefs. Got to be on for the Bills and the Chiefs. Like, that's going to be the game of the week.
Yeah, this is arguably my favorite weekend in football.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the Bengals and the Titans might seem like a blah game, but I don't know why everyone just expects like the Bengals to go in there and like dominate the Titans.
You know, okay, scheme-wise, they've seen something similar this year. The Titans played the Rams. Zach Taylor is a product of Sean McVay. Does a lot of similar shit. You know what I mean? That's why, like, you know, that's why I bring this up. Like, you know, scheme-wise, they've played against a similar team. You know what I mean? So I do worry about the Bengals, but I love this chip on the shoulder shit that they fucking out of nowhere won the division, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the Raiders didn't belong there, but you know they made sure just not to lose to them. This is like, and this is another one of those games. Like, look at it. They're big game hunters.
Yeah.
Remember early on in the year, here comes the big bad Steelers. They beat them up good. Then they beat up the Ravens good. These are teams that are maybe because these teams are more reputation than anything this year. But still, then they beat up on the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like this it could be like they just got this big ass chip on their shoulder. I almost just maybe I'm just rooting for the underdogs always too.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Stu, he made it. Said 43 degrees outside. Woohoo. Said time to watch the pup, but listen in to keep my mind off the cold. At least it's not 30 anymore. Damn.
Hey, he out in Texas, man. It must be that's like really cold to them. Like every morning it's like 40, something here, like 45, 44, but that don't last too long. I mean, by 7 o'clock it's like 55 degrees, you know what I mean?
Yep. And Nigel said, what nationality are you guys? Guessing Mexican for Hustler and Filipino for Bogard. And yep, I'm Mexican and Italian.
Yeah, and I'm like Filipino, and I have like South British, and with mad Spanish. Like my dad's grandpa was 100% Spanish, but in the Philippines and can speak Spanish and Tagalog. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like it's crazy. And then my mom's side, my mom, she's a quarter Caucasian because her grandpa was 100% South British. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I'm a real mutt, but straight Filipino. Because it's basically how you're raised, right?
Pretty much.
You feel me?
Definitely. And let's see. Yeah, we really have no other news for today. One thing that I do got to announce is, we already talked about how I'm going to be doing the mock drafts starting next week, probably doing like one a week. We're going to figure out a day and a time that works and kind of just keep hitting that so people can keep consistent with it. And then every single week, we're going to have one live stream a day where we're just strictly talking dynasty. It's just going to be all dynasty talk. I'll come up with a couple topics. We'll do some Q&A, talk about some dynasty league, just a little bit of everything, trades, just different advice on things. And it's going to be fun. And for everyone who's brand new to dynasty, it's going to be probably around it's going to be before February. I'm going to be dropping an upload, how to start a dynasty league on Sleeper. And I'm going to be going through all the different features and all that kind of stuff. Just get you guys ready if you want to start a dynasty league for your home leagues.
I'm gonna win one of these hustle leagues, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a huge badge of honor. I took home 2 titles out of the 9. I was in 4 of the championships too. I don't know how that happened, but that was it was pretty dope to make it to 4.
The fix is in.
A couple of them I just got lucky. Like one of them, there's no way I should have got past Antonio,
Right.
but he had so many damn injuries.
You know the answer to why you got into it.
That's
because it was your destiny.
oh yeah.
Hey.
And Stu said it was like 70 a few days ago, 71 day, 39 the next. Damn. Freaking Texas. And Ronald said I'm 25% Italian, Hungarian, Irish, and 12 and a half French and German. Very much a white mutt.
Yeah. He's straight. He's all Europe.
There you go. It's all over.
He's like, bro, I'm European for real.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to tie a bow on this thing. And we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if Bogart's going to be back for one or both of these streams, but
be on, you feel me?
Going to be right before the games. And
we getting turned.
Yeah, and Puff the Crispier Dragon, you said, what's the cost normally? Cost normally of what? What were we talking about?
Probably Dynasty.
Oh, so I mean these ones, it's going to be 125 for the buy-in on these first 2 that I'm doing. And both of those are going to be drafted in February, more than likely, at least starting in February. Sir Bong's a lot in the building. Yeah, right in time. So we're about to get up out of here. Bogard, tell them everything they need to know on the way out.
The earth is my turf. Universe, give me money. Say your prayers. Take your vitamins. Go Niners. Did I mention give me money?
Yeah. Jason,
all right, and check out. I guess that was the first official pilot episode of Circle. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the cock, and also check out the other night's Playmakers episode. It's available on both the GMM Network on YouTube and on Hustler's channel. However you find it, it don't matter because we out here grinding.
And I'm putting both in the chat right now so you guys can find it. We got the Circle on there, and then we got the Real Fantasy Playmakers episode on there. 2 links, just copy and paste them. Go save them right now so you can watch them. The Circle is going to be the shit. Playmakers, I mean, already over 100 episodes. What is it up to now? 165?
I mean, I think I was around one. We're out there somewhere.
Pretty sure it's 165. I try to put it in the caption.
Yeah, because you know what? We do got to check it out because 200 is going to be some shit. We'll probably, you know what I mean? We'll do something gigantic for the 200.
Yeah. And there we go. David said, need to make more super draft money. Make it pay for it. Hell yeah. We need more. We need more. And Nigel said, how much are the entrants on the redraft leagues? So those first 2 dynasty leagues that I'm doing, it's 125. The second one, the other ones that I do, I believe they're going to be like 80. So there is going to be like different levels. And the redraft leagues are usually either 50 or 100. I try to keep it affordable for people.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? We definitely going to be having some for some of y'all higher stakes degenerates. I'm definitely going to do a $200 buy-in one. And, you know what I'm saying, for those of y'all that really want to get down with something that some heavier change. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. We need to have at least 1 or 2 big money leagues.
Yes. Super flex madness.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're out. Come back for JC Money's show. Starts in like 30 minutes. Going to be putting us up on game, getting our basketball lineups in there. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. Get your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.